Today's video is going to be based on a Reddit post that I came across the other day, or rather more specifically a tier list, based on how good middle path tier 5s are if you don't use their active abilities, which is not something I've never thought about now that I think about it. It's kind of a fun concept for a challenge, but looking at the tier list, honestly, there are some things I disagree with in this ranking. Like, for one, sure, Permacharge is pretty good without the ability, but ain't no way it's an S tier, and as for the Plaza Fan Club, it's gotta be an F. No way that a $50,000 triple shot isn't considered useless. And now, Reddit post aside, here's what I want to try. How far can I last in Chimps mode if I only use towers that have an ability, but I never end up using them? Stuff like Dark Shift, I would say doesn't count because it's just like a quality of life thing rather than a pure ability-based tower. So in other words, basically a middle path upgrades. However, there are some towers that I don't think I'm going to allow myself to use because, like, in Chimps mode, you don't make any money, obviously. So some of the ability-based towers that make money, like Spear the Forest, I think that wouldn't be fair to use because it's already like a pure tower, a strong tower by itself without having extra money. Same with the Elite Sniper. That post also only talks about tier 5s, but I am going to allow myself to use tier 4 towers as well because there's a good amount of them that I think could be interesting to see how useful they are without the ability. Like, for example, I guess I start off with Boat because I don't want to do a Darmonkey start. Otherwise, I'm forced to do a fan club, and I don't want to spend $8,000 on, again, a triple shot Darmonkey. Rather, I think Monkey Pirates are pretty good. Their ability isn't necessary to, like, do lots of damage. Speaking of which, let me show you, I actually rearranged the tier list myself to what I think is most appropriate for the tier 5, so I guess take a look at it if you want. The S tiers are still Spear the Forest and the Elite Sniper, aka Moneymakers. I also added the Preemptive there, although frankly it's kind of in the middle SNA because it's obviously not, like, fully good without a first strike ability in between, but for the most part you can live without it. Now, I don't have enough time in the world here to explain every single placement for every tier 5 drop tier, but I'll just go over, I'll explain the ones that I decide to want to drop, which is likely going to be the ones in the higher tiers, S, A, maybe even B. Well, if there's any tower in the A tier that I'm absolutely going to get, it's going to be a Super Monkey. Let's just get it down right now. Not Anti-Balloon, because it's obviously not affordable in this run, or maybe it is. Somehow I can maybe save up a 6-figure cash amount. Likely not, but still Tech Terror is pretty decent, right? You got the knockback ability if you do 042, and still does solid damage, although now that I think about it, it's a pretty strong ability. The fact that it has, like, pretty much infinite pierce, so maybe I'd move that down to a B, but for the most part, again, I think this is roughly how I'd rate tier 5s without their ability. Also, we're going to do a Spectre because middle path, Carpet of Spikes, I also put an A, because you're basically already getting a Spike Storm every 15 seconds, and with the cooldown being, I'm not sure how long, but not having the ability only nerfs this tower by, like, what, 30% I would guess? All things considered, that's pretty good. Let's just buy Monkey Bar right now and remove this, and we won't need the well, hook-in. Just the pure damage of the bombs itself will beat the well, pretty easily. Nice. But again, goal, or rather, I think I have 2 goals here. 1, how many rounds can I survive? And 2, how many, like, abilities can I get that I never end up using? Heroes, I didn't talk about yet, but if we're talking about heroes that would do okay without the ability, Gwendolyn. Her passive Heat Up allows +1 damage and some pierce, and if she's attacking all the time, then it will, like, basically have a permanent heat up ability. So even though we lose the cocktail and the, you know, level 10 heat up, it's not as bad compared to other heroes. I'm not gonna lie, it's really distracting having these abilities up and ready, so let's go ahead and hide the panel in the bottom left corner, and hopefully I'll have my fingers away from the ability hotkeys as well. I'm not sure if it's worth it to ever upgrade to Pyro Lord, but probably not considering it got nerfed recently. And no good synergy. Also, crap, Camel Leads. Can I quickly buy a Mob Shredder? I don't know if that's gonna save me, though. Because then the Spike would have to do all the Camel Lead damage. Nope, okay. What's a tower here that sees Camo? That has an ability, but also isn't completely useless without it. I guess we can go for the Wizard. This would be a Camel Lead with an 042. Yeah, I'll just get it out of the way early. It's a very expensive Summon Phoenix, but it's worth, trust me, with Gwen passive. And right, it is the main attack does get improved with Double Flame, Although without op buff, I don't know how useful that really is. Tech Tier next. I forgot that they made this more expensive in exchange for Anti-Balloon being cheaper, so maybe Anti-Balloon's gonna be possible to afford. Probably not, though. Boy, would that pencil us in, though, to like around 140. Yeah, it's only 75.6. Although, granted, I dropped Spectre down so that the eventual goal would be Carpet Spikes, because if I just leave it at a Spike Storm, that's again another colossal waste of money. I guess we'll see where this takes us then. So far, doing pretty good job at saving up, only a 30,000 to go, although the hardest rounds are yet to come. This will be huge, though. We finally got level 17, so plus 1 damage, which is gonna help massively for Tech Tier here when it doesn't have crits. Streambet do be a cakewalk of a map, though, so a low-key might be in the horizon. Not so fast, though. Here's where using Tech Tier would have been really nice for 20. Yeah, 20 BFEs, right? I don't know if we have the Pierce to keep up. And there's still a little, like, there's pretty much no micro I can do with a no ability challenge. Best I can do is targeting a micro to see how far that would get me. Come on, hold. Nice. Oh, if I don't get this by 95, though, I think I'm absolutely gonna have to go for the Carpet Spike. I think we do make 5k this round, though, right? Assuming I beat most of this wave. I think first and close is a good targeting right now. Because, like, there's no other targeting that would have the second arm hit somewhere where the balloons are in front first. This is going to be a mid-round save. Come on. We got it in $600. No way it's going to overwhelm us. Wow. 150. That's the only difference between buying, like, one of these upgrades. If I didn't buy fast production, we win, because that was useless. Damn. Alright, let's try last targeting, like, on one arm, so that maybe it slows down the ZMGs. And we can already beat these Moabs without it. Like, on close. See? Works just fine back to first strong. And then back to first close. But that's about all I can really do. Maybe first strong or nah? No, I think this does it. This does it. Come on. Got it. Easy, guys. Easy. Back to first strong. And we did it. Looking at 95 actually doesn't look like it's doing as much damage as I thought. Probably because we don't have the, like, I think when you have, Anti-Balloon at this point, it's better to go for the attack speed for damage rather than, because, like, I'd probably just get other support for such an expensive tower. Luckily, I'm kind of concerned without the 10,000 damage ability, though. Now that, the more I think about it, I think this definitely is, like, a B tier without the ability. I'm leaving a lot of potential damage on the table. I'm not sure if like, how long this will last, but I guess we'll see. Here's 98. It should clear much easier than this. I don't like how this looks for, honestly, around 102. Around 103 and beyond, like, what? Wow. I thought that'd be better than this, not gonna lie. It's gonna be able to beat this, bad, right? Well, it's gonna be very late if so. I don't think it's gonna work, guys. Or rather, I might have to buy, yeah, I actually have to buy something for 100. This is really bad. Okay, what if I just bought Mob Shredder then? That will pop it a little bit earlier, and we can clean up. So, I might have to try a different run here, because I don't think Anti-Balloon was the best choice. Nonetheless, I'll see how long this lasts until we inevitably fall. 102 seems alright for now. I think a good option would be maybe Absolute Zero, because the main attack will slow down balloons, you know, by itself already. The only problem is that I'm really lacking, well, bad damage if I spend so much on that. How about we do a T-Rex then? So this is good. The ability is just a stun, but the non-damage is where it's at now. The question is, am I gonna allow myself to, like, merge with tier 3s that don't have abilities? Well, considering they don't attack, and they're just there to support the main beast that has ability, I'm gonna say yeah. Plus, I need the money really badly right now. I hope you can understand. This will get us up to a degree 48. Maybe that'll be enough just to clump this down. Remember how I complained about lack of micro? Well, having a T-Rex is now solving that issue of not having enough to do. There we go. There's a max. Now the only problem here is that I don't have count popping on my T-Rex, but hopefully, I'm just hoping the Anti-Balloon has enough DT damage. That, or we could buy a village, but we'd have to turn that into a MIB. A very expensive $30,000 MIB decamo. Is that really worth it? Well, seeing as I'm down to 106, it might be. Bruh, I might have to do it. Let me just see what happens with the extra T-Rex. This thing isn't even known for its mob damage, so is it really gonna make a difference? I bet it would. Let's do first strong. And answer, yes. Just the simple noms do enough. Also, don't forget, I probably shouldn't be going for S-tier towers, like, that I rated, only because they're rated S, because, like, it's not talking about the power of the tower itself. Like, if you ask me, Preemptive Strike, which is the highest rated non-moneymaker in my opinion, it's not a good tower. That even though without the ability it's decent, it wouldn't help us at all, I feel like, for these rounds. I would take an anti-balloon any day of the week. We are now at $25,000 off of a Carpet Spikes. Unlikely to get it, but I'd love to see if we can pull it off. 111's gonna have some issues, though. Come on, T-Rex. Non-better. It's really good at cleaning up, but there might be too many blimps here. That's like, what, 3F? Oh, 3F ZMGs. Yeah, I don't know about you, but this is, like, so over. With $20,000, I guess I could still buy the, the Absolute Zero I was talking about. But again, I still haven't bought the MIB, or rather Call to Arms, or the Spike Storm, so, that's gonna suck. I can't even buy Absolute Zero, crap. So 111 has defeated me most likely, but I still want to do just maybe one more run to see if a different approach could work here. Like, again, maybe Carpet Spikes over the Anti-Balloon. But that's about as far as I can go with Anti-Balloon. Idea. How about for the early game, we skip on the boat start, and I can still start with Wizard and all this, so that means no Monkey Pirate can save me like $8,000 because it does nothing late game.
A few moments later.
And just like that with a different approach, Carpet Spikes on round 87. So this obviously doesn't solve the problem of super dense rounds like round 111. But once again, that's what complementary towers are for. So I still have to go for the tech tier for round 78 because Robo Monkey for camos. I still don't want to waste $30,000, or rather, I don't think I'm gonna waste $30,000 on a MIB. We can work with this thing dealing with DDTs and having a T-Rex not. Now that I'm looking at every remaining option I have in terms of ability towers, there's not much, because it's the abilities that do the nuke damage, or rather the, get rid of the big clumps. Our abilities are pretty limited, though, if we don't have that. I also forgot to finish merging at 64, so let's at least get that out of the way. Absolute Zero is probably our best bet, and now that I think about it, maybe Anti-Balloon was a good choice, because I'm just dying. Would adding Absolute Zero really give us more of a chance? Well, let's see. With the 103 again. Surely buying us some extra time a lot should help. And it does, but that doesn't leave me very confident for the future rounds. I've also gone so far into here without even mentioning the MID, which is one of the better towers of the ability. Like, the Rockstorm is nice and all, but obviously the main reason you're getting mad is for the sustained OP mob damage. So maybe that's what I need instead of Carpet, and then just, like, get all the balloon killers in the world. Still hanging on, though, so let's not resort to that yet. Also, no way. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna die to 106? Even with Carpet? Wow. I guess T-Rex not having camo is huge. Alright, this is embarrassing. But one thing I could do to save the run is foam. Oversized nails? I'll just do it, I guess. But this decamos it for the T-Rex. And it's cheaper than the, what do you call it? Than getting a Call to Arms. Half the price, in fact. So, yes, we just spent $15,000 on a decamo option. That is probably one of the worst decamo options in the game. Did its job, though, so can't really complain all too much. Please don't tell me I'm dead to this round here. I think I am, okay. Yeah, this strategy isn't going to get much further. Even if it gets through this round, I'm dead 111. So, rip.
More moments later.
Alright, third and final attempt. MAD with a T-Rex support, and I'm just gonna go with the Call to Arms for the camo and the T-Rex. And now that I look at it, I could have just gotten the crosspath Jungle Drums on my 111 attempts, and I bet the extra attack speed on Anti-Balloon would have done it. My bad. But genuinely, I think Mad can survive further. It's got way better, well, balloon damage. Now I just need, or sorry, mob damage. Just need to figure out the rest. And surely that can't be too bad. In fact, the T-Rex is already pretty good in itself at dealing with SRAMs because it one-shots them with one hit. So it can probably go on for quite a while without an Absolute Zero. Seeing how this is doing here, actually, I think it takes 2 bites to beat fortified SRAMs, but nonetheless, you get the point. Actually, no, we're getting overwhelmed now. Damn, we got 41k to spare, though. I think I will just get the Absolute Zero down. Let's not think about it any further. See the 90 difference. Should just buy this now so I don't forget to buy it later. Like, compared to Anti-Balloon, I can feel the run is so much cleaner, or rather easier. I know it got pretty farther, but that's, like, the point of the strategy. SRAMs will push pretty far by default, but, yeah. Mad wipes all the mobs in just a couple shots here. I also maybe should have put it closer to Gwen, because doesn't Gwen speed up give, like, Pierce? I didn't want the damage, because obviously 1 damage doesn't do anything. Although maybe it does for the balloons. I'm still not buying Laser Shock, by the way. But, yeah, I guess that Pierce would have been useful. Well, oh, I forgot to buy Summon Phoenix. Let's get this, again, out of the way. So here we are. Watch how much easier this round is with a whole 30,000 Spirit this time. I don't know what tier 5. I'm still thinking what I would get next. Would it be mob damage? Because you see, Mad is getting Pierce capped. I don't see any of those missiles going through. This giant clump of ZMG is our first sign of adversity is hit. Uh-oh, turning the bend. Turning the bend, but still holding on because T-Rex can clean up. Looks like that's the same amount of ZMDs remaining as the Anti-Bloon run. So I don't know still, but unlike Anti-Bloon, we can actually target like where we want instead of having the arm be close and then target off. This may not be the greatest idea, but let's see if we can go for the Pop-A-Knot if possible. Even Artillery Battery isn't terrible without the ability, although without the 4X. No, it's actually pretty terrible, but it might do something against the Super Cerams. That is the hope. Try to do some Dino Micro. Yep, back up here. Should try to re-target this one for this bend here. And come on, will 26,000 damage make a difference? I doubt it, but you never know until you try. Come on, so close. There's like 3 left. If only I had the money for the tier 5. Honestly, the best course of action is probably another T-Rex. That's the only tower in the $30,000 range that is actually good enough to do something, unfortunately. So, try to build up max. We're 1 V-Raptor away from max. And there we go. This should make a huge difference because, well, now double the power of cleanup. So I expect to win this run. Double Dino Strat go. We're doing it. And just like that, 111 is done. Kind of crazy how much of a roadblock 111 here is because, like, every round since hasn't really been that hard. I'm wondering if I spent so much money in T-Rexes, though. I bet I don't have enough for 119, as good as Matt is. That and trying to micro 2 beasts and a Darkling at the same time. I'll just do 1 beast for now, just to see, first off, how close this is. And then we'll micro beast 2 if it ends up mattering. There's 1. No, I think we have enough. I was just worried that we didn't have enough, like, buffs given to Mad, but seems like Jungle Drums is all we needed. And now, ladies and gents, another micro tower, and micro-intensive tower has entered the fray with the, Pop-A-Knot. Sadly, no towers here, like, can stun it by default without an ability. So that kind of sucks, we don't get extra damage, but it's much needed group damage, as you see for these rounds here. Don't know what I'd do without it. Maybe Pat Fusty would have been good here to synergize with this thing. Also, I might be dead this round, because 128 actually looked close, and I don't know how good the DT damage on Pop-A-Knot is. I really gotta hope that, like, leaving Matt here is enough, and I think it is, but barely. Bruh. Okay, no joke, not buying Laser Shock actually probably cost me there, so fine. I will buy it, because there's nothing else I can buy at this point with the money I have. Or rather, anything else I will buy will be absolute crap. Now I just have to get a good run again, come on. Hold the line, Mad, hold the line. There we go. We done it. Sadly, looks like what might do us in next is not DTs, but this long line of fortifieds. I don't think there's the bad damage. There's no chance an extra 13.5k can save us here, so I think we're probably waving the white towel, given how not even close this looks. Yep, Matt is finally falling. Let's take a look at the pop count, though. 10 off, all off. 8.8 million. Jesus Christ. 3 million, though, on the beasts is nothing to stick off at either. And overall, a total of 7 ability towers, 6 of which are unique. I kind of gave up on, like, you know, counting and just going for the highest round, so figured getting to 131 was hard enough.